You're listening to Quorum Radio on WRMI 5850 kilohertz.
Regarding Thanksgiving, I found something interesting. The words of Jim O'Keefe, who I'll quote from the Hawaii Free Press, who published this article today. Anyway, verbatim. Well, that first Thanksgiving took place in 1621, as the history books tell us, but it was not so much a celebration of the bounty of nature as it was the last meal of a condemned man. That first winter had been brutal, with 44 of the original 101 pilgrims dying of scurvy and exposure. While the pilgrims managed to grow some corn that next summer, it wasn't nearly enough. The following winter took more settlers' lives. While the pilgrims, as hardy, adventurous, and motivated group of settlers as ever lived, knew how to farm, how to husband animals, how to hunt and fish, something kept them from being as productive as they needed to be to feed and clothe themselves throughout the New England winters. When the pilgrims came to this new land, they had decided that they would pool their resources and share their production. Those more capable would do their part, and those more needy would get their share. Plymouth Colony Governor William Bradford called this system, quote, communism, 296 years before the Russian Revolution. The Russians met with the same results, but took 70 years and 30 million dead to figure it out. But after two successive, harsh, hungry winters had nearly destroyed the Plymouth colony, the elders of the community, led by Governor Bradford, decreed a change in how food was produced and distributed. In 1623, they allotted a parcel of land to each settler and allowed them to keep the produce of those parcels for themselves, instead of putting them into the common stores and distributing them equally, which had been the practice up until then. Governor Bradford wrote in his journal that ending communism, quote, had very good success, for it made all hands very industrious, so as much more corn was planted than otherwise would have been by any means the governor or any other could use, and saved him a great deal of trouble and gave far better content. The woman now went willingly into the field and took the little ones with them to stack corn, which before would allege weakness and inability, whom to have compelled would have been thought great tyranny and oppression. Quote, the experience that was had in this common course and condition tried sundry years, and that amongst godly and sober men may well evince the vanity of that conceit of Plato's and other ancients, applauded by some of latter times, that the taking away of property and bringing in community into a commonwealth would make them happy and flourishing, as if they were wiser than God. For this community, so far as it was found to breed much confusion and discontent and retard much employment that would have been to their benefit and comfort. For the young men that were most able and fit for labor and service did repine that they should spend their time and strength to work for other men's wives and children without any recompense. The strong, or man of parts, had no more in division of victuals and clothes than he that was weak and not able to do a quarter that other could. This was thought injustice. The aged and graver men to be ranked and equalized in labors and victuals, clothing, etc., with the meaner and younger sort thought it some indignity and disrespect unto them. As for men's wives, to be commanded to do service of other men, as dressing their meat, washing their clothes, etc., they deemed it a kind of slavery. Neither could many husbands well brook it. They had tried collectivism and finding it destructive to human nature had changed course. The following November, 1623, saw a Thanksgiving feast that was truly a celebration of abundance, a bounty created by the enterprise of free men and women, toiling on their own behalf and in the process creating a richer society. Today, we call the system free enterprise or the free market. Of all the things that have come down to us from the pilgrims to today in America, that is their most precious gift to us. We hope that your Thanksgiving Day celebration will provide you the warmth, sustenance, and joy bequeathed us by the pilgrim settlers, and the inspiration to lay the foundation of a rich, just, and generous America. Happy Thanksgiving. That's from Jim O'Keefe. Very interesting. This is on HawaiiFreePress.com. Not what you might expect from the land of aloha. Anyway, to all, a happy Thanksgiving, and please share this extensively.